Hey, what's up, Crypto Army? I'm Travis, your crypto newbie, bringing you my experiences so you don't have to learn things the hard way. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. None of my content should be viewed as financial advice. If you like what my content offers, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and turn on notifications so you get notified when I publish new content. It really does help the channel grow and get the content to others that might find it helpful. Now, just a quick ad before we jump into today's content. Crypto Newbie here to tell you how you can get $2,340 in free stocks. All the links I use in this video are in the description. Sign up for Webull and get 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300. Your first stock is free automatically. Deposit any amount and you get your second stock. Deposit 1 penny and you get your second stock. Total value could be up to $2,300. Generally $5 per stock is what you get. Next we have block fee. Get $10 in Bitcoin just for signing up. Read the fine print. I've got a rewards account. You'll get $40 in Bitcoin, as will I. So you know exactly what I'm going to get and what you're going to get. You do need to deposit $100 to get your $40 in Bitcoin. That's the overview, how to get $2,340 just by signing up for accounts. Today we're going to take a look at EverGrow Coin. It's a new crypto. It just launched, well, technically by the white paper it says it launched in July, but really it only came out last month in September. It's only been out for a couple weeks. It's relatively new. It's a BEP20 token with 1 quadrillion tokens, and about 50% were burned when launched. So we've got about half the supply left out of 1 quadrillion token. It's got some really interesting tokenomics, and it launched with quite a few things that a lot of other tokens still don't have. Now, this is going to seem a lot like a lot of other tokens we've looked at, but there are some very unique aspects to this one, and that's why I want to bring it up now. And I actually was going to bring it up earlier, but I wanted to wait for the price to kind of steady off. I always feel hesitant talking about a new crypto when it's on its way up, because I'd hate for people to buy at the top and then all of a sudden the price falls and you're stuck holding a token that's no longer worth what you paid for it. That's always possible, and it's entirely possible that'll happen now as well. But I feel like we're at a point right now where it's stabilizing or it's getting ready to do its dip, which makes it a good time to start watching it if you're interested in buying EverGrow Coin, because it is really interesting coin. And they got a perfect score on its audit, which doesn't happen very often. So let's go ahead and get into the EverGrow Coin, because I think you're going to find it very interesting. So first thing you're going to notice is it looks like pretty much every other website out there. And you're going to see that's kind of a normal feature for a lot of these newer tokens. They don't spend a lot of money on their website. They generally use some sort of a template. And I'm not saying that this is a template website, but it looks a lot like a lot of other ones that are out there. So my guess is that it's a template website, but overall, I don't really care about that. Most of these tokens, they don't have a lot of money when they launch them. So putting the money into the development, the audit, and the more important things than the website is okay, as long as the website is presentable. It looks professional, there's no spelling and grammar and those kinds of things. That's where I normally focus on those things. Now, if it's a phenomenal website, that's going to grab my attention, like L of Zero, or like Safe Atlas the other day that we took a look at their website. Some websites, when they have a really good design, really draw you in to catch your attention. Don't focus as much on that as the fundamentals of the website. Does it provide the information that you need, and is it professional? Because that's really what's going to catch investors. It does catch their eyes if it's a really well-designed, phenomenal website like I just mentioned in those other 2 cases. But think about it like this. If you put all of your money into a great website, didn't do the fundamentals for the security audit or doing some of the other things, and you got rug pulled but it had a great website, was that really the outcome you were looking for? So I'm okay with the token not putting a ton of money into their website, as long as it's a well-designed website and it makes sense and it looks like they made it theirs. And in this case, I think they did. I think they made it look like theirs. So let's get into it. So first up, they've got a pretty standard layout. You click on the buttons up here, it'll take you to the area that you're clicking on. So if you want to fast forward and get to a specific area, that would be how you do it. Just click a button and it'll take you to where it is. There is some information on these other tabs. It actually pulls you into a different part of the website. So there is different information. It doesn't just navigate you down, which is a difference from a lot of the other websites out there. But let's just navigate down and see what's on this main page here, and then we'll branch off. So first up, you've got the option to buy from either PancakeSwap or KuCoin. I always go with PancakeSwap. That's just my go-to. It's easy enough to use. I'm familiar with it. It works with Trust Wallet, which is a BEP20 capable wallet. So it's convenient for me. And if you click this, it'll open up PancakeSwap. We're not going to click that because that's exactly what it's going to do, and I've showed that up before on this website. And the same thing's going to happen with this particular DEX as well. So now you'll see here, simply hold your EverGrow Coin. Now the actual name is EverGrow Coin, even though you've got it up here as EverGrow. when you go to look it up on CoinMarketCap or some of the others, you're going to have to look up EverGrow Coin. But you're going to earn passive income through Binance Pegged USD. And this is where we get into some unique aspects. Normally, when you do reflections or income rewards or whatever you want to call them, it's in the primary token. So if you buy EverGrow, you get EverGrow. In this case, you get Binance Pegged USD. Very interesting, right? A little bit different take on things. Now let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit here. Now it is a deflationary token, and that it also does a burn as part of the process. All holders will get an 8% reward from every buy or sell transaction in Binance Pegged USD. If you're not familiar with Binance Pegged USD, it's essentially USDC is another way to look at it. It's a stablecoin. It's pegged to the US dollar. So you're getting a stablecoin in your returns that never drops in price. It also doesn't increase in price, but it doesn't drop in price. And you're getting a steady stream of dollars, but in crypto form. So think about it in those terms. And that's what really is unique about this particular token. It really makes it stand out as something a little bit different than normal. Now let's not spend too much time right here because it's going to say a lot of the same information further down, so we'll keep going. Now they do have the Discord, they've got the different Twitter and all the different options, the Telegram, which I've already mentioned. I'm a particular big fan of Telegram. But let's take a look at the tokenomics here. So that 8% reward goes to all the holders in Binance Pegged USD. 2% goes to liquidity fees. 3% goes to a buyback and burn, and then the marketing wallet so they can market this, which a lot of developers forget that they need to have some money to market their project. They've actually got that in there. So we should see a good marketing scheme in order to get this out to as many investors as possible, which is great. That's a good feature. The rest of this is pretty standard. Buyback and burn is interesting because you're actually buying the token and then sending it to the burn wallet. So you should actually see some of an increase in the price of the token through that feature. It's a very interesting approach to this particular token. And I like it. And I think that's a good feature to have. So the liquidity pool is very similar to every other liquidity pool out there. They're going to do 2% from every buy and sell transaction into EverGrow and BNB and deposit it in the liquidity pool. PancakeSwap fixes the low liquidity problems of DEXs, so that's pretty standard. That's a standard approach for a liquidity pool. Then you get to this buyback and burn wallet. So 3% of tokens are collected from every transaction and converted to BNB and are stored in the contract. So it's actually stored in the contract itself. And actually there's another token, Surge is actually the one that kind of started this whole process of storing crypto inside of the contract. So this is a carryover of that. The wallet is known as Buyback Wallet, which enabled purchases the EverGrow coin directly from the exchanges and removes the purchase tokens permanently from circulating supply while simultaneously making the green candles. So every time they buy whatever the quantity is, which probably a decent number, is going to create that green candle going upward. So the price is going to jump. More than 1% of the tokens have already been burnt through the buyback mechanism, which will keep increasing in the future. It's a novel approach. It's a very interesting approach to this. So let's take a look at this anti-whale mechanism. No sale amount higher than 0.0125% of the total supply are possible at once. Initially it was at 0.25%, but they've adjusted it down. It's awesome. So it limits how much you can sell based on the total supply, which should help prevent the whales selling everything they've got, especially when they've got trillions of tokens, and bringing the price down so that the price looks vertically dropped. That's what it looks like on the charts. So those are all great features. And some of these features are spread through multiple tokens, but this is one of the first tokens that combine them all into one token. Now their ecosystem is still in development, but they've already launched some things. And like I said, it's only been a couple weeks. So they've got NFT lending coming. They've got an NFT marketplace, which you can already go in there. And there's already people that have posted some NFTs. I think there's one collection. I looked at it a little earlier today just to see how it's coming along. And then they're going to have the subscription platform, which is kind of interesting. So the subscription platform is going to be a content subscription platform to create utility for EverGrow Coin, where EverGrow Coin can be used for purchasing content, tipping, and messaging content creators on our content platform. Rewards are in Binance Pegged USD. Ensure that curators can keep earning stable income without the need to sell their EverGrow holdings. We got the play to earn, so they're actually trying to build a game coming soon. It isn't out there yet. And then they're working on their swap and exchange and their staking pools. And it looks like, since the last time I looked at this, it looks like they've actually got the dashboard up and running. And this is just their initial launch. They burned their 50%. Some of it went to the teams. They did airdrops and then their pre-sale liquidity. Here we've got the roadmap. And again, I'm a big fan of check marks when things are done. Obviously, they're done with some of this stuff already. They put the concept together. They've already launched the NFT marketplace. They're working on the subscription platform. You can kind of go through all this. So again, pre-sale and launch was last month. The listing on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko and Blockfolio is already done. That process is done. I didn't verify Blockfolio, but I can tell you that CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap are both done at this point. And then really it's from there, it's kind of we're in the future stuff. But 100 million in market cap. You might be interested to see where they're currently at. And then they've got their audit report, their white paper, and you can actually view the contract here as well. And if you go up here, you can also see the white paper at the top of the screen. The audit report. Since we're down here, let's go take a look at that. So here's their audit report. And one of the most interesting things here is there was not a single discrepancy. Again, it's by tech rate. Not one of the really phenomenal ones that are out there as far as audits, but they do a lot of audits. Past everything. 100% of their audit. No high, medium, or low severity issues found. Which makes this one of the shortest reports also, because it's done in a couple pages, because there's nothing to talk about. There's not a single issue found in their audit. So assuming TechRate did a good job on their audit process, you shouldn't have much to worry about as far as the writing on the smart contract goes. Now here's their team, and as you can see, it's actually very similar to Star Atlas and their approach with pictures. But again, they've got all the LinkedIn, so you can actually go look at these individuals, and they are doxed. Most of them have pictures, not all of them, but most of them have pictures and their name. So you can go see the team that developed this particular token. And moreover, you can actually watch some of them do interviews, because they've already done some interviews, and you can watch those on YouTube as well. Now, as far as their white paper, so one of the areas I wanted to cover specifically was the buyback system, because I think this is an interesting approach. They've got two aspects to this buyback system. One is called Moonshot. It's a large buyback deployed strategically at specific moments and generates a big green candle in the chart, like we discussed earlier. I apologize if you can hear all that noise. My wife's playing with the dog, and she's loud, and even on the second floor, you can hear her through the entire house. And there's really nothing I can do about that. So it is what it is, and hopefully that doesn't distract anybody if it shows up on the video. When volume is low, the auto boost buyback system kicks in, and it does small buys that are designed to discourage the sellers. So whenever you get these low liquidities, that's usually when people start getting worried. So they do these little buys to continue to push the price up a little bit and discourage people from selling. A very unique aspect of their system. Now that was the primary thing I wanted to cover from their white paper. Everything else from the white paper is on their website. Now, feel free to take a look at it, because obviously it's written in a different way. So it might make more sense to you if you're having trouble with how the website lays things out. But really, the white paper has most of the information that's on their website. Now, back on their main website, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these links and see what these areas look like. So if we click on the NFT Marketplace beta, it'll take us over to where they're going to do all their NFT stuff at. And you can see you've got the option to explore and create right away. And creating, you just set up an account. It's really easy. I actually tried it earlier just to see what the process is like. It links to your Google. I usually link to my Google account. I don't remember what the other option was, but it's very easy to do. Let's take a look at Explore. So it doesn't look like it's working. It did work earlier today, and if you work for EverGrow, it isn't working. So you might want to take a look at what the issue is. It doesn't ever load up. I've tried different browsers and it's not working. But it did work earlier today. It's unfortunate it's not working during the video, but that is kind of how things work sometimes. So hopefully it's working by the time you try it and explore it as well. But it's very easy to use. There was one collection in there earlier today with 6 or 7 pictures, but I'm sure there's more coming down the road as people start to populate this with NFTs. Now, if we click on subscription platform beta, it's already set up. And it walks you through how it works. Hopefully this one works better than the other one. I'm not going to walk you through the process on this. Feel free to check out their website and explore. But it seems like it's a pretty good setup already. So now that we're back here, let's take a look at the dashboard for the dApp. And you can connect your wallet up here, and then you can see all of your reflections. I love this. This is an awesome feature. I think that every token should have something like this. I think most wallets should have something like this. If you're building a wallet for your token, it should have the ability to see how much you've earned. Overall, total. It should allow you to see different amounts of metrics. How much did I make today? How much did I make this week? How much did I make this month? And then overall. I think it should give you the option to see those things because it's going to help you when you have to do your taxes also. So there's some added benefits of having that information on here because it's a quick reference to go back to. And it's just kind of cool to see how much you're making just by holding on to a token. So I love this feature. Now we can also click over here and go take a look at the swap. Very similar to every other swap out there, PancakeSwap, Uniswap. So this button here just gives you different options as far as how to contact between Telegram, Twitter, Facebook, and your Reddit. And you get more information. And here's the contract information, which is very helpful if you don't plan on using this. If you plan on using Safemoon Swap or Shiba Swap or PancakeSwap, you can use this information for that as well. If you click this box up here, you can interact with it this way as well. And that is their swap. So today we're going to use CoinGecko. CoinMarketCap has an issue with the data. There's an anomaly in the data someplace, and it's throwing off all their charts. So we're going to use this one for today. But as you can see, we've had some pretty significant price increase on this particular token, starting from way down here. And at one point, it's up in the 4 or 5 range up here. And that's pretty phenomenal. That's a significant increase in price in a real short amount of time, because this is right around the end of September. And you can see it really took off. Now, I found out about it right around here, and you can see we were pretty well up this run up at that point. And that's why I was hesitant to do a video, because I would have really hated if anybody bought in here just to come up here a short ways and to drop back down. Now it's been kind of doing this sideways up down, pretty significant up downs, but I think we're starting to see the correction. I don't know that it'll keep going up or if it'll keep going down. That's why I think this is the right time to put this, because if it continues to go down and you're interested, that might be the opportunity that you're looking for versus buying over here on the way up and coming back down. So hopefully that works out in everybody's favor, that they found out about it at this point, if this is the first time you're hearing about it. And really that's the only information that I wanted to cover on CoinGecko right now. There just isn't a lot of information. If we look at the 7-day, you can kind of see the same thing. It's generally going positive, but you can see it's starting to level off, and there's usually a correction, and you can see some people are already starting to take their profits at this point, because that's a significant increase. If you bought 2 weeks ago, you've made a lot of money depending on how much you put into this. And if you look at the 24-hour, you can start to see that trend into the negative. Again, I'm not giving you financial advice. My channel is not for that. This is just my observations of what we're looking at right here. There is no Lunar Crush, so I can't show you a score for Lunar Crush for this token. It's too new, just like Star Atlas, so the data where our analysis is going to be a little skewed because we don't know what the Lunar Crush score is going to be, and that's a significant number of points. Now, for comparison, this is Saitama from right around the same time that it launched. And you can kind of see that it's got this trend going up, it dips down, dips back up, and then it starts its negative trend. That's kind of what happens on almost every token launch, and that was what I was afraid of, is that you'd buy up here based off this video and then end up down here. Now, if we look at the year, and again, this is that weird CoinMarketCap, every once in a while you get that kind of weird data point there. This was the area I was just showing you. I don't know that EverGrow is going to do this, but that's possible. So that's why I'm showing you EverGrow, because maybe this is what's going to happen with this. But you have to decide if that's something you think is possible based off the fundamentals that we just covered. I wanted to show you one news article on EverGrow. It came out about 3 days ago, and I'll put the link in the description for this and every other link that I've mentioned here. But reading through this article, they give you some examples of people's experiences with this. So here you can see in the last 14 hours, this person got 169 essentially dollars due to the reflections or the reward system. And if we keep going down, there's going to be others. 140 because of the 8% reflections. 216 because of the reflections. Now I show you this because if you go out and do the searches, you might find this article. Some of these articles are designed to do FOMO, fear of missing out. I can't say whether these are true. They're screen captures. But what they don't show you is how many tokens they have to get that kind of a return. Do they have billions? Do they have trillions? You don't know that part of the equation. And right now the price is up quite a bit. So you're not going to get nearly as much as they would have at the very beginning. So these people could have bought 1 trillion tokens, and maybe 1 trillion tokens turns into $216. But just because they're getting that doesn't mean you're going to get that kind of a return. Do the math. I showed you how to do reflections and calculate rewards. Do the math based on the volume. You can actually figure out what tokens they had in order to get this based off the volume on that date, assuming that this is the October 5th. Because we can look at the volume from October 5th and we can do the calculations on what kind of tokens that they had in order to get that. If you're really excited about this, okay, you're really excited, but don't make a rash decision thinking that you're going to get these kinds of returns. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our analysis and see how everything worked out. And as you can see, it's a C, but let's walk through this. Maybe I missed something. Visually appealing? Yes, I didn't see any big problems. There's no spelling, there's no grammar. There was a website error. The NFT page didn't load. Team is listed. Contact method, no. They do have their Telegram and things like that, but there's no contact form on their website. Security audit is listed. There's no price data, market information, or how to buy videos. Most tokens forget that people don't automatically know how to do this stuff. You got to continue to put how-to videos or how-to tutorials for how to actually do this, because a very small population of the planet actually uses crypto. So you still have to do how-tos because you're trying to get as many people as possible. Audit score had 0 issues, so 100 points there. Roadmap and white paper, no issues of any kind, and both are present. Development team is known and it appears professional. I did go through their Twitter and then I also took a look at their Discord. And their Discord does have around 2,000 people already on it, which is a decent starting point for a relatively new token. For their use case, they have a token, they don't have a blockchain, they do have the NFT portion of their website, they don't have a wallet, exchange, they actually do have a swap, they don't have any games currently, they don't have any software, country recognition, legal tender. Their holder strength was on the BSC scan, it's 22,000 right now. Galaxy score, they don't have a Lunar Crush. Dedicated YouTube channels, there's not a lot of dedicated channels out there. There are 1 or 2 dedicated, and there are some people that are doing YouTube videos like this one. They do have Twitter and they do have Discord. Target audience, they're looking at content creators, specifically through the NFT portion, and then supporting content creators. Now they're trying to get gamers, obviously, so I would guess gamers, but we don't know enough about the game other than it's a hero type game. Is it going to be like Click where it's targeting people on phones, or is it going to be like Star Atlas? I suspect it's not going to be like Star Atlas, but maybe they'll surprise us. There's just not enough information to base what size community we're talking about, and I think 10's probably the right number for their target audience. They really don't have a robust target audience like a blockchain would. They don't have an expansion plan that includes a wallet and different things that really get the token out to a lot of people. So right now I think 10 is the right number, but we can always reevaluate it down the road. And that's still, a C is a pretty good starting point for a token that just started. And it helps having an audit, especially a perfect score audit. It brings their price up. It gives you the sense of security that your money's safe. That's the benefit of a security audit. And that's why I put so many points on that. Or I should say that the end result of their security audit is what gives me so many points. But having no issues is a perfect score. That's pretty good. And the other thing they've got for them is they're doxed. That really provides that sense of security that this is a legit team. They stand behind the project. Let's assume for a second that they had a Galaxy score of 55, which is pretty low. It's not a very strong. That takes them up to a B, just having a 55. And I suspect that right now, based on everything that we've looked at for their fundamentals, I think a 55 is probably reasonable because we're looking at some of the same kind of stuff that Lunar Crush looks at. But for right now, they've got a C. And when that Lunar Crush comes out, I suspect that they'll be up in the B area. That's a really good start for a token, and hopefully you agree. Now, hopefully I provided enough information that you can. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Hopefully I provided enough information for you to at least know where to go look and have a baseline understanding of EverGrow Coin and whether you want to invest in it or just monitor it. I reviewed the comments, so make sure you leave any suggestions, requests, or questions you might have in there, and I'll take a look at it and try to get back to you. If there are any topics you want me to dive deeper in, definitely let me know that as well. Just a reminder, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to get notified when I publish content. And it really does help the channel grow. Until next time, stay strong with those diamond hands.